All manner of crazy and wacky things have happened in the Muppet Show theatre. We feel like we know it so well. It's like its own character as it's, come back over many various Muppet projects over the years. But how well do we actually know it? And how much has it changed over the years? We're going to be looking at the Muppet Show stage itself, and the evolution and how it's changed over the years. Okay, so when we go back to the original birthplace of the Muppet Show theatre, is on the first season of the Muppet Show, and it establishes its iconic character traits, and everything that we know and love about it that's iconic today was there from the start. The balcony for Statler and Waldorf, the iconic, the red and the red and gold colour scheme, all of that was there from the beginning. And the Muppet Show theme itself, the one that kicks off every episode, that gives us some of the best images and footage that we've ever got from the Muppet Theatre. It gives us a really good look at the whole thing, as in the opening sequence we can see, as the Muppet Show sign goes up, the curtains that droop in U shapes over the top, and fancy curtains that do frilly zigzags on the side, and the shell light bulbs going in a straight line, and the orchestra pit below it with Nigel conducting. Now that's all iconic and all, as luckily as we know now, all been recreated for the new Muppet Show special that will be coming out in 2026. The theatre is such a key part of the show. It's huge. If the theatre was not there, the Muppet Show would not be the Muppet Show. And I'm so glad that in this new teaser that we got, that dropped yesterday as I record this now, the thing they focused on was the theatre itself. So, what we're going to do is we're going to look at all the different sets that they've built for this Muppet Show and sort of compare and contrast and maybe decide what our favourite one is. I think it's the original, really, already. Didn't really have to ask that question. We're going to compare and contrast. And the Muppets always talk about, it's the Muppet Theatre in all their films and stuff. Oh, it's so dear to us. We love it so. And, they've done so many wacky things in it. You can understand why they have such a deep connection to it. But, is it the same theatre? Do they actually bother to make it to look the same? The short answer to that is no. And we're going to look at the differences between these theatres, and we can laugh at the fact that they pretend it's the same one every time. Oh, that's fantastic. Right, let's go through them all, starting off with the original Muppet Show. So starting off with the 5 seasons of the Muppet Show that are now all available on Disney+, so go check it out. You can see some of these recurring locations that pop up again. These are moments and places that we see quite often in the original Muppet Show theatre. Some of these being the reception, where the guest stars come through the backstage door. We meet Pops, these happened in the later episodes. We got Statler and Waldorf's box, the auditorium, the orchestra pit, Miss Piggy's dressing room, and the guest stars' dressing room. And later series we got the canteen as well. Now these are all places that we are very familiar with when you watch the original 5 seasons of the Muppet Show. A lot of these places don't actually come back, and we don't see them again in the representations we get of the theatre from the movies or specials. So I'm hoping that in this future special, maybe we'll get to see the reception or, the canteen, some of these extra little locations that are underrepresented in other Muppet projects. Because something that you get with these locations, for example the reception or the canteen, is characters. With the reception, we get to have a bit of an interaction with the guest star and Pops, which is always a little delight to see, and it was a nice little fresh change to the beginning of the episodes and the later series of the Muppet Show. And the canteen, we got introduced to a very niche character called Gladys. Gladys was a canteen lady with massive teeth, performed by Richard Hunt. These locations spark characters, and, maybe even on the new special we'll get even more locations with special characters. But yeah, these are all locations that we are very familiar with from the original Muppet Theatre. But now, time to focus on the stage itself. The stage from the original Muppet Show looked a bit like this. It's on screen. Yes, and as you can see now, the image that's on screen clearly shows that the stage shape itself is a rectangle. It is a rectangle. Now you might be thinking, why are you banging on? It's a rectangle, I can see that. Well, that's just because in later projects where this stage gets rebuilt, well not rebuilt, replicated, it is not a box. So realise now, in the original Muppet Show, it is a box. It's a square, rectangular thing. It's also got the looping curtains at the top there, very nice, with the gold frills around it, and the red and gold theme is also kept round the sides, on the sides of the stage there, as the red is on the background, and you have the gold sculptures on top, just adding some class, because Jim Henson himself was inspired by the old British theatres that had this sort of aesthetic. We can see that I've just banged my knee on the recording thing here, sorry. You can see the balcony on the side as well follows these same rules with the gold moulded things around the sides. So Statler and Waldorf. Waldorf actually hangs off one of these in an episode, so they're clearly quite a 3D effect. Very nice. And this aesthetic is kept throughout the whole Muppet Show, really, but we also get better views of the curtains, because when the stage opens with the curtains, they stay on the side, but neatly kept and tucked on the corners. So yeah, that is the aesthetic that they run with for the whole Muppet Show look for all 5 seasons. Yeah. Okay, so now we feel very quietly confident that we know our way round the original Muppet Show theatre that was used in the 70s. It's time to look at the first real huge replication of the Muppet Show theatre. We're not going to look at the YouTube videos of Weezer and other things like that. We're going to look at the Christmas Not So Classic special. It's a very merry Muppet Christmas movie. That mouthful of a title. Yes, they sort of replicated it here. Now, they claim that this is the original one. You know, they talk about it like that in the film. You know, when Pepe gets scared that evil lady's gonna, you know, buy the theatre and do whatever she wants to do with it. So, you know, we are aware that there's an emotional attachment to this. We can assume this is the Muppet Theatre. But boy, oh boy, it doesn't look... I'm so startled I've just coughed. It doesn't look anything like the original. Like, nothing, not even close. It's a grey box is what it is. It's a grey box. Yeah, we're checking up some clips for you to see now. It looks awful, in my opinion. It looks absolutely awful. They can't say it's a modern take on the theatre, because it's just awful. The balcony, they tried. They at least tried with the balcony. You know, it's there. It's in its semi-iconic state there. But it's very tucked away, and you can see there's just grey walls. Literally grey walls. The most realistic part of this whole theatre is probably the seating. The seating in the original show, check up a clip now, you can see it's just a hole. There's no lanes to walk down. It's just a block of seats. That is correctly shown in this TV special. Was it a TV special? I don't even remember. It was such an irrelevant film. But you can see the balcony. They've nailed the balcony. They've done a good job there. But the rest is completely different. It's not bad. It's just different. You can see this shot here. They've got the shell. They've got the shell line of lights at the bottom. They've got the orchestra pit. You know, they've nailed some of the basic things here, but the rest of it hasn't got a box thing. There you go. They've done the curved roof. This is our first curved roof, folks. Everybody remember this. Yeah, they've got the first curved roof. So there you go. It's grey around the sides. It abandons that sort of iconic red background to all the walls with the gold plated things on the side. They do acknowledge it on the balcony, but that's the only place really. The seats look good though. I like the seats. The seats are looking good. Yeah, that's our first Muppet Show theatre recreation. And I will acknowledge the fact that the budget would not have been massive on this. It wasn't the high point of the Muppets franchise. It never has. I mean, that section of their life, that 10 years, was pretty dull, to be honest. I mean, we thought it was bad with Muppets Wizard of Oz, but I mean, this wasn't that good, so I do acknowledge that they didn't have a very big budget, but I mean, they still could have painted it red instead of painting the walls grey. I mean, it looks like a dentist room with grey walls. Anyway, yes, on to our next recreation of the Muppet Show theatre stage, that is in the 2011 The Muppets film. Now, as we head into the 2011 film and their version of the Muppet Theatre, we should note that they keep it quite realistic. They put a layer of realism to this version of the theatre. You can see in this deleted scene they show the Muppets getting down from the archways because they've just done the theme song to what we would know as, the theme tune to the Muppet Show. And when the Muppet sign comes down, we see ropes attached to the logo. We never saw any of this in the original one, so they had a layer of realism to this theatre, and there's a lot of thought process that's gone behind it. But this, doesn't make it too real. I don't know. We know that it's not real, so it doesn't really matter. Well, but whatever you think about that, you've got to admit they did a fantastic job for this movie. They had obviously a much, much larger budget, but they did a really, really good job of giving us a version, a modern version of the Muppet Show Theatre. We can see from their opening number that they also went with the curved roof, which is seen to be, quite popular. And in the scene where they clean the Muppet Show Theatre, this gives us fantastic views of what the stage actually looks like from their point of view, and we get to see the seats and everything like that. We can see that the seating arrangement is not faithful to the original series, as there are lanes where people can walk up and down. Those did not exist in the original series, but they have got the shell lights at the front in a straight line, which is exactly how it was in the original. And the orchestra pit is there, and they've gone with the red and the gold theme, which was on the original series as well. So this is easily the most faithful to the original season that we've had so far. They did a very good job with this one indeed. But because it was a new era, a new wave of Muppet media, they did some nice changes to it. Like I said, we got the curved roof again, and around the rim of the stage they've added light bulbs to bring a little bit more light in there, which is very nice indeed. And for the first time as well, tiny little touches that they added into this to make it just that bit more realistic. We hear the curtains, we can hear them, sound effects. They didn't really do that on the Muppet Show originally. So yeah, this is the most realistic setup we ever really had. That's what set this one, that's what sets this one apart. But something that should be said is that on the original show, they changed, they pushed the boundaries of what was physically possible in a theatre and broke the fourth wall or the theatre wall, whatever you want to say. I mean, in every episode, they did things that weren't possible in a theatre. But in the 2011 film, they keep it pretty, chill. There's no ocean scenes or crazy stunts. So it's another layer of that realism that they added to the big screen when they did this. Yeah, when they did this film. Obviously at the time we had no idea how big of a deal this was going to be, but they certainly put enough preparation and work into it as if they knew it was going to be such an incredible hit. It's a very good film, and they did a fantastic job recreating the Muppet Theatre in this film. The one thing I don't like about it, and I know I'm not touching on this part of the theatre for this video, but the backstage, I don't really like it. This is very dark. It's very, I don't know. I don't like it. It doesn't give off the same vibes as the OG. But this video is not about backstage, but I thought I'd just chuck that out there. So yes, I think we just need to touch on our final look of the Muppet Show Theatre and, huge Muppet media, which will be the 2026 Muppet specials. Let's go there right now. So the first thing that has to be said is it is immediately recognisable, and that's all you have to ask for, really. That's exactly what we want. We want it to be iconically recognisable. There's a couple things they haven't shown that are staples to the Muppet Theatre, as we've learned over the course of this video. One of those things is the balcony. We don't have any shots of the balcony. But we do get the iconic little shell lights at the front in a straight line, and we also get the little look at the orchestra pit, some of these things. And they've done, let me just check the video so I don't say anything wrong. Oh, yes, they have done a curved roof, and they've kept that little thing that they added for the 2011 film, which is the light bulbs around the rim of the stage, which is, that's pretty cool. The curtains, at the bottom of the curtains, they have the little gold frill, which is identical to the original. They've got the drooping U-shaped curtains at the very top, and the gold and red decorations around the stage itself is perfect. I mean, I might do a couple side-by-side shots on the video now, so you can sort of have a little bit of a before and after, but boy, they have basically done it perfectly, basically. I mean, it's as close as it's going to get, really. They've done a fantastic job. There's not much else to be said. I mean, we've got shots of the backstage as well. We can see Gaffer the cat on his little perch, but basically they've done a perfect job from what we can see. Oh, you can see the balcony. It's in dark light, so it's a bit difficult, but it is there. But I mean, they've just, it looks like they've just done this to complete perfection. It's incredibly exciting. I hope that you found this intriguing for some reason. I mean, I don't know why you'd want to listen to me for this long. So thank you. If you are at the end of the video, please do give it a thumbs up so I actually know if you've got to this part of the video. Please leave comments down below. Tell me things you want me to talk about, and I will, if I'm in the mood. So thank you very much for watching. Hope to see you again for a next video about the Muppet Show. This is so exciting. I still can't believe they're coming back. It's amazing. There's so much to talk about. We'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.